Good afternoon, all. First, I'll introduce myself. I am Tanaji Burungle from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, FAPTech Technical Campus, College of Engineering and Research, Sangola. I'm a research student there at, also working as an employee there at. So I have completed this project work under the great guidance of Mr. Sahib Gowda, Sangan Gowda. So we have worked aluminum material, its machining and roughness parameter, what we achieved on it. So the title of my research is Effect of PVD coated tools on hypoelectric aluminum alloy during dry machining process. So the details of the title I will elaborate during introduction. See, generally, if you see the aluminum alloy. So there is a huge demand for aluminum alloy material. If you'll see, starting from the pistons of our two-wheeler engine to the bodies of the aircraft and ships, at many places, aluminum alloy is used. So why it is being used? Because of its properties. It gives aluminum alloy, it gives very nice properties like good corrosion resistance, high wear resistance, it has a low density, and many other. It's available in plenty. India produces a huge amount of aluminium, and that is why it is available at cheap cost in India. That is why nowadays a huge research is going on the aluminium and its alloys. So current research work or current my project work focuses on aluminum alloy, whereby we are going to add the silicon as an alloying element within 4 to 12%. 4 to 12% of silicon element will be added in the aluminum material, and such combination is called as a hypoeutectic alloy. Hypo generally indicates lower quantity, so lower eutectic, lower silicon content aluminum alloy. So why it is being used? Because at this percentage below 12% of silicon alloying, so aluminum gives a very good machining properties. Very good machining properties. Machining properties means it is the ability to cut the material in a required shape, in a required form. So that we define like machining. So and this current study focuses on effect of speed, feed, depth of cut with different tools on surface roughness. So I will elaborate. First, I will tell you what the process is. Look, can you guys see this image? So this is actually the working image, the actually project. So here, this part, sorry. Huh. This part is called as chuck. This is the workpiece, and this is tool holder. And this small, whatever you're seeing, a golden color, this is a tool insert, or we can call tool as well. So this chuck holds this workpiece and gives it the rotations. This term is called as a speed, rotational speed of this workpiece. It has a rotational motion in this way. Then this tool will be fade. This tool will be given this kind of motion, to cut this material. This is called as a feed. The motion given to this tool is called as a feed. And depth of cut is, can you see this depth we achieved? Okay, so this is the depth of cut. See, these are the three parameters: speed, feed, and depth of cut. So in this current research work, what I have done is I have changed these three parameters. Speed, I have taken three different speeds. Then depth of cut, I have taken three depth of cuts. And then this insert, I have taken three types of inserts. Okay, so we are going to study the effect of this insert or this tool point on the surface finish. Surface finish is a general term where anyone can understand, like cleanliness of the surface or lower irregularities. That is called as generally a surface roughness. So this aluminum alloy workpiece which I used. So this aluminum alloy we have prepared by melting and then casting. So what we melted is we have taken these pistons from two-wheeler engines, Hero motorbike two-wheeler engines. From that we collected the pistons which are having aluminum as a base metal. Those pistons we melted and then we casted it as a rod. We casted it as a bar. of 23 diameter and 98.5 millimeter length. So such different bars we have prepared, many number of bars we have prepared, and then we carried out the experimentation work over that bar. So what the composition we got is, after melting and after casting that, like silicon is about 11.11%, copper is around 2.79%, magnesium is around 0.74%, nickel is around 0.41%, ferrous is around 0.27%, and zinc is around 0.21%. This is the composition we achieved, and rest, and out of this addition, rest is the aluminium as a base material. The material properties we got are 170 Newton per mm square. So hardness of that, the hardness we got like 56 Brinell hardness number BHN, and then shear strength we got like 120 Newton per millimeter square. These are the properties we got for this rod, which we prepared after melting. And these properties we got in Accurate Laboratory Services Pune. There we got these all testings and all results. Then machining, what machine we used here for this is, so, and at our college we have a CNC, computerized neural control machine turning system we used that machine, which can give us the variable speed. It gives us different speeds and depth of cuts for this. And then this is the tool holder. This is the tool holder type. So can you see this part? It's a solid part. This is the tool holder. This is the name of this tool holder. And then these are the inserts: aluminium, chromium, nitrate, Alcrona, it is called as Alcrona, uncoated carbide tool, Alcrona coated carbide tool, and DLC coated carbide insert. So these are the three different tools. This is the tool. Three different tools we used here to machine it. So this DLC stands for diamond-like carbon. So it gives a very high hardness. That is why it is called as a diamond like. So we know like diamond gives the highest hardness altogether. Running conditions which I used just now, as I told you, for three different inserts, I have used three levels of speed, like 2000 RPM to 2000 revolutions per minute, 2500 RPMs and 3000 RPMs. Then feed rate 0.01 mm, 0.02 mm, 0.03 mm per revolution of the workpiece. And depth of cut like 0.25, 0.5 and 0.75. These three terms I already explained, and these are the three levels which I used. So by having the combinations of all these three levels and all these three parameters, we have designed 27 test cases. And from these 27 cases, we have carried out 81 experiments. Total 81 experiments we have carried out over that workpiece. What we got a result? The result we got at two levels. The first one is experimentation results. I have not shared in PPT because it's a large table. I can show you it here. These are the experimentation results which we got after experimentation for these 27 cases. Like for speed 2000 RPM, feed this much, depth of cut this much. And if I use uncoated carbide tool, so for first uncoated carbide tool, so 0.759 is the surface roughness. For Alcrona, it is 0.649. And for DLC coated tool, it is 0.741. See here, the lower value of roughness indicates good surface finish. Lower value of roughness indicates good surface finish. So if I see it here, and if I can explain it, like the Alcrona gives us the very good surface finish. This coating gives us the good surface finish because its roughness value is less. It is 0.649. For uncoated and for DLC coated, it is high. The roughness value is more, means roughness is more. So for here, roughness value is less, means here the surface finish we are achieving is more. Okay, so this is how we have carried out. So these are the total 81 results. 27, 27, 27. So all total 81 results, and these are the 27 test cases we ran. So now this is the first experimental analysis, experimental work we gone for. Then we also did statistical software analysis also we used to generate some results. We have used Minitab 19.1 statistical software for analyzing, and also we use the Taguchi method, which is inbuilt in Minitab software. So there we provided the data input, and then we generated the SN ratio graphs and means table. These two tables are generated, SN ratio and means table. I will explain in the later slides these two things. This how to analyze or how to get the results out of this is using Taguchi analysis, the signal to noise ratio and means tables that we achieved. I'll explain it here. So here, so this is a means table. These are the values we got from that Minitab software. These are the values we get after statistical analysis by using Taguchi method. And what the values indicate here, I will tell you. The values here indicate the numbers. The numbers give wherever you are finding this less number, the smaller number indicates good surface finish. Smaller number indicate good surface finish. These are the levels: level 1, level 2, level 3. Like we seen, level 1 speed is 2000 rpm, level 1 feed is 0.01 and mm per revolution, level 1 depth of cut is 0.25 mm, and so these are the level 1, level 2, level 3. And for these level 1, level 2, level 3, these are the means values given by the software. The means values indicate the lower value means good surface finish. Lower value indicates good surface finish. So see, for all the three levels of speed, for all these three levels of speed, here is the lowest value. Means at 2000 rpm, we are getting good surface finish. Now next, for three values of speed, we are getting lower value at this position. 0.9049 means 0.01 mm per revolution feed, we are getting good surface finish. And for depth of cut, 0.25 mm depth of cut, so we are getting lowest. You can see it here. So this lowest value gives, these are the software generated values, and these values are called as means values. This is the SN ratio plot. So what this SN ratio indicates? SN ratio indicates signal to noise ratio. So signal to noise ratio. So here you can see smaller is better. So as it is signal upon noise, signal to noise ratio. So smaller is better. So where we are getting the smaller value that we can analyze, that we can get from these graphs. Okay, so these graphs are indicating the stuff. Similar results which you got here, the same we are getting it here. One more thing I forgot, rank term is also used here. What the rank term indicates? Rank term indicates here, like the first rank indicates the feed affects more. The feed affect more on the surface finish. Feed affects more on the surface finish. Clear? This is the parameter which mostly affect on the surface finish. Then secondly, speed affects, and then thirdly, depth of cut affects. Similar table and similar graph we have generated for all the three tools. So like this, and we got a very similar pattern. What the pattern is? The pattern tells at 2000 rpm, means at a lower speed, at lower depth of cut, and at lower feed, we are getting good surface finish, which is actually a contradictory if you consider it with steel or machining of the ferrous base. So ferrous base metals give good surface finish at higher speed rate. When speed is high at that time, the ferrous base metals give a very good surface finish. But in case of aluminium, when the speed is less, then we are getting good surface finish. At higher speed, the surface finish get degraded. Then after combining all above results and after combining and analyzing all, we came to this final reading, we came to this final conclusion Like for uncoated carbide tool, the optimized surface roughness we are getting 0.759 and maximum surface roughness we get 1.275. For Alcrona coated tool, we are getting the optimized, means lower surface roughness at 0.649, whereas maximum is 1.195. For DLC coated tool, we are getting 0.741 as the surface roughness, and maximum is 1.96. So if we'll see and if you'll compare all these three, then we can conclude here like the Alcrona gives us the good surface finish, and a lower surface roughness value means good surface finish. Who is giving? Alcrona is giving. Alcrona coated tool is giving. Okay, whereas uncoated carbide tool gives higher surface roughness, means low surface finish, uncoated. Also literature tells like uncoated tools gives bad surface, at the same time tool life is also less. So conclusions we can say like after 81 turning experimental processes, we measured the average surface roughness, which I quoted in above table, and minimum surface roughness was found. The cutting parameters are optimized using Taguchi analysis. Coated tools show good performance compared with the uncoated tools. Just now I told like to achieve optimized surface roughness, therefore coating is essential for the tool. Alcrona carbide cutting tool gives superior surface finish as compared to all other inserts. The optimized surface roughness is 0.649 micrometer, which is the lowest surface roughness value among all our 81 results. Thank you. I have done from my side. The forum is open for questions.
What is the difference between coated tools and uncoated tools?
Sir, uncoated tools are just the high carbon ferrous alloys. Uncoated carbon tools are. But these tools, what they do, they are having very wear property, means they wear out early. If the carbon percentage is more, then it wears out early. मतलब वो जल्दी खराब हो जाता है. It wears out early. So that is why what is done generally, over that metal, the coating is added. Coating of some hard materials is added. So that coatings, we have considered two types of coatings here. The first we have considered is PVD coating, like pressurized vapor deposition. So in pressurized vapor deposition, what it's a specialized chemical process whereby we add a carbon compound over that tool material. And the second one is DLC coating. That is so there is sintered, like powders are added and then cemented over it. Powders are prepared and then powders are cemented over that tool to get the coating. So like, so here you'll see over this. So this is also coated. Its color is like you can see, it is similarly golden color. So it is coated. If you'll see a ferrous base, then the ferrous base will be blackish or gray colored. Ferrous base is blackish or gray colored. So when we coat, its color changes because we are adding different materials to coat over it. So this Alcrona, what this coating is, it is the composition of aluminum, chromium, nitrate. This material is very, very hard. This material we are depositing over this insert to improve its properties. That is coated.
Somewhere you mentioned in the results chart, surface roughness, right? So can you explain how do you measure the surface roughness? What instrument you used or what algo is used inside? Can you elaborate on that? Measuring the surface roughness.
Yeah. I can tell you. I can show you an instrument on Google. I forgot to bring that image.
Because that is important part here actually. In
yeah. I will show you. Sorry. This Mitutoyo instrument. This instrument we have at our college. So can you? Just a second, sir. This point is used to measure the surface roughness, and the values we get over here on this display. What we do generally, so we have a shaft, we have our workpiece like this, which is machined workpiece, and what we do, we put our this pointer we put here, and we travel this pointer for around 5 centimeters, for 50 millimeters over this surface. We travel this pointer over 5 centimeters, 50 millimeters over this surface, and this measures the irregularities on the surface and generates an average value. That is called as RA value, or surface roughness value. So how it is? So generally, if you see at micron level, the surface has such irregularities, ups and downs. So this pointer, what it does, this pointer travels over these irregularities and then gives us the average value here. That is termed as RA value, or surface roughness value. This instrument is used.
Okay, so you mentioned optimized. So yeah, optimized word you used. So yeah, is it any already built-in algo you are using, or you have proposed your own method of optimization?
No, we are using built-in algorithm. We are using Taguchi approach, and in Minitab software, we are getting these values.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
One last question. After obtaining the results, have you done the statistical significance test?
No, sir. Still, our work is in progress. We have not finished. We have not done it. Your suggestions, I will note it down, sir.
Because because your work is fully numeric numbers are involved, that is one good thing. Second thing is you have applied the statistical algorithms also for optimization.
Yeah.
And you have done the comparative study of quoted and non-quoted. That is also good. So after producing the results, so measure, sometimes you measure the reliability, sometimes you see the actually where the results are correct or not. Using several statistical significance tests are there. Okay. Please look into statistical significance tests also. If you produce that one, that will be more realistic.
Thank you, sir. I noted your suggestions. Thank you very much, sir. It will help me definitely.